Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Planet Film Network. Welcome back to the Planet Film Network, and welcome back to Planet Film Live. I am one of your hosts, Sean Monk.
I'm your host, TJ Cornwell, and today, as you can tell from the title, we're going to be talking about our most anticipated movies for 2022. It's already 2022. Actually, I should even ask you: we haven't talked since New Year's?
The last time we talked was like right at midnight.
Right. How was your New Year's?
It was okay. I was on like a COVID scare.
Oh right,
isolating, but it was fine. Like, it was good.
Yeah. So you didn't do anything, obviously?
No, we just chilled out here. Just watch that stuff. And then, unfortunately, I guess we could talk a little bit, like, first news story. I don't even know if we've talked about this or if you care. I can't remember where you're at with it. But, so we were watching CNN, flipping between CNN and then the Miley News one, whatever. Miley and Pete Davidson. But then, like, right at, like, 12:10, we flipped back to we've been watching through Impractical Jokers. Mm-hmm. And then right then was when Twitter exploded with the fact that Joe and literally, like, I shit you not, my brain just broke because I went to call you Tim and then I was like, no, TJ, and then I didn't go with anything.
Either or.
Like, I shit you not, we literally at like 11 o'clock, which is when he made his post, but it didn't trend until after midnight.
Right.
At like 11 o'clock, we were watching Impractical Jokers, and we were like, man, Joe, like, he just doesn't get the spotlight on. And it's like, it's funny because the show, if you look at all the promotional images and stuff, they're always in like a little like bowling pin situation, but he's always at the center. Like, the show, even though they're all equal, the show kind of treats him like the leader type of thing, or at least the main one. And this is very subtle. I mean, they're equal, but like, if you had to pick one, the show definitely puts Joe forward as like the lead. And we were talking about that. We were like, Q's huge he's got other shows. He's a writer. He does stand-up. Sal obviously has his huge podcast now that's mega famous, well as stand-up. Murr is like an author, so he makes like shit. And I'm like, what does Joe get outside of this? You know what I mean? Like, that type of thing. And then right then he's out. And I was
is he leaving for like why is he leaving?
Yeah, so apparently some shit went down.
So it's not like a good thing.
It's a fine thing. Like, it's not anything bad yet that anyone knows of. Right. But apparently something happened with him and his wife. Oh. And then they're getting a divorce, and and so because they're separating, he's got to take time to basically be a co-parent, essentially.
Gotcha.
But the interesting thing is, and I guess we'll see where it goes with this, is the interesting thing is that he said he is no longer going to be part of Impractical Jokers. Now, there's Impractical Jokers, which is the four of them on True TV with that show by the same name. But then there's the Tenderloins, which is the four of them. That's what the four of them tour as. Oh. That's like their group name.
Okay, yeah.
He didn't say that he was not leaving that he was leaving that. Exactly. Right. So the Tenderloins, quote unquote, aka the Impractical Jokers, but for legal reasons, the Tenderloins is what they're called. It's a comedy like quartet.
Yeah.
They have other shows. So they have a game show called The Misery Index on TBS. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays doing that. I wouldn't be surprised. They tour as the Tenderloins, not as the Impractical Jokers.
Tenderloins.
Yeah. So I think there's a good chance that, like, Misery Index, for example, that's their game show, like, on TBS. I think there's a good chance he stays on that. Because that's also... And you also got to think, Impractical Jokers is the biggest show True TV's ever had. It's one of the biggest shows that, that whole media empire has. It's like a 9-month shoot. Like, that's a lot of time. Like, the other ones, I'm sure, are much easier to work into his schedule and stuff like that. And, he made his post, and then the Jokers made theirs, which was, like, we love Joe and stuff, and we look forward to, like, helping him, in our personal lives, and, still creating, whatever comedy, blah, 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 for you guys type of thing. So it's, unless there is, and I really knock on wood that there's not, but unless there's some terrible story that comes out in a month, with like terrible shit, which you hope not, but you never know these days. So yeah, it's sad news, and it just was so freaky that we just had that conversation, watched the ball drop, and then I opened Twitter. I opened Twitter because Andy Cohen went on this like crazy rant about Bill de Blasio right at midnight.
That's what was going on.
I wanted to see if it was trending, so I opened Twitter and I looked, and that was the first thing, and I was like, "What the hell?" But yeah, so that was my New Year's was good, but it was tainted by that because I was like, "What the fuck?"
Well, so my New Year's was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We had a few things that were possible we were going to do, and then we just kind of COVID cases are kind of surging or going up at this point because of Christmas and all that stuff. So we kind of stayed home. We didn't do much. We watched a lot of stuff over the weekend that I'll get into a little later. But what I did want to touch on is something that did taint New Year's, as well as that was that Betty White passed away.
Yes.
So that really sucked. It was one of those things where it's like, you know how there's some of those people that will trend on Twitter, and it's like you click on it, and it's like it's always the Denzel gif of like, I saw so-and-so trending, and I thought they died, and it's like the relief, but this time she actually passed away, which is really sad. I think not even knowing, like, me and Danielle watched, I think it was like the same day or a day later, we watched The Proposal. I'd never seen it, and I didn't even know she was in it, and I was like, oh, this is such a happy surprise.
Yeah.
And she, of course, so funny in it. And I don't like have like the only thing I know her from is the Golden Girls. Mm-hmm. My dad would watch that show all the time, and I would sometimes watch it, and she of course is like one of my favorite characters. Any episode I was watching, like, and I only watched a few. She was always so funny. And did you even see like I think it was like People, they like had already printed like, oh, made it 200.
Yeah, like Betty White,
they were
100
like,
or whatever.
yeah, and they were like in stores and everything.
Well, and at movie theaters, they were doing that whole big, her 100th birthday celebration was going to be like a Fathom event.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The Nuvi trailer, they had like the Nuvi presentation going with it and everything. So.
Wow. That was really
I'd
sad.
assume though that was supposed to be like mid-January around her birthday. I would assume if there's tickets sold for that, they're probably going to keep it and rework it probably. Or just maybe because of the type of person she was, just air it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just air it as it was intended to be, as a celebration of her life. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't change what everything that people said about her. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like that type of thing where people are like, have a funeral for me. They just did this in this season of Curb, but have a funeral like for me while I'm still around type of thing.
Right.
But it's almost like the opposite. It's like people just, without the twinge of, that she's passed away, like it's just people celebrating her and stuff like that. So maybe that's like the best thing to do is just, air it as upbeat as it was originally going to air.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, really.
Another thing
really
with the COVID stuff, you see the Grammys are indefinitely delayed.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think it was supposed to be this month at some point, but they pulled it and they said we don't know how or when it's going to happen because they didn't want to risk it basically. So I think they were wanting to cut the audience or something like that. But yeah, so that's been pulled.
I did not know
And
that.
then also for a mixture of Spider-Man No Way Home's success and also the coronavirus, then Morbius
got pushed. Which I heard I heard it was kind of like that, and also like you said, like Spider-Man is doing so well. And it's like, why are we competing with ourselves?
Yeah.
So that'll be, again, that movie I was just kind of like, okay, like I'm not really in a rush to see that one.
Yeah.
That will not, I'm just gonna tell you right now, not on my list.
Yeah, I was just gonna say maybe it'll come up.
But yeah, so basically that's kind of what we did. We played a lot of games that we had got. We played Sorry Rivals Edition, so it's like 2-player. We played Sorry, we played Monopoly, we played Uno with my mom got me these like flip cards where it's like there's a dark side with villains and a light side. Ooh. It's like Uno flipped. Danielle literally beat me in every single game.
What villains is it? Is it like
it's
Disney
like
or
just like
something?
Thanos and any Marvel villain basically.
Gotcha.
And then there's all the heroes on the other side. So basically, there's like a flip card, and then when that like the villain side are like you have to draw 5 cards instead of the regular 1 or 2. So it's kind of like that. Danielle literally beat me in every single thing. She beat me in Monopoly. She beat me in Sorry. She beat me in Uno. Like, it was really bad. I only won Uno once. And these were lucky ones. I just like to say they weren't like skill based.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. And then we watched. What did we watch? Oh my god. I think we finished up. We watched the first that first like special Euphoria episode, which was really good. I did last week. Had we finished the season? We had finished the season, I think. Yeah, because we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we watch? I have to look. We watched. Hold on. The Harry Potter thing. The Harry Potter.
Oh, you know what? Let's
which
fucking.
we gotta talk about.
Yeah, let's do a. I was about to say like emphatically. Yeah. Let's do a big talk about that. Let's do a medium to large talk about.
Yeah,
because that was a lot more to talk about than I think I was expecting. First off, I think the runtime was unexpected.
I didn't expect it to be that long.
Even for which I guess I never really like processed in my brain that like this is a pattern with HBO Max that like 6 months ago they did the Fresh
Friends
Prince
thing.
6 months ago they did a Fresh Prince reunion. Then 3 months ago was the Friends one.
That was 3 months ago?
Yeah. Then they did this one.
Oh.
And I was like, I didn't notice that it was like a thing they were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By that? Like I thought it was just like did like nothing to do with each other. But then I looked, I was like, oh yeah, they are doing like a bunch of reunion specials. Like this isn't even the first one. But the other ones, I think the longest one out of those 3 was out of those other 2 was the Friends one, and it was like an hour and a half. This thing was a full 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really long.
It was very.
Now, granted, you don't have what is Friends 10 seasons?
Something like that. Yeah.
So that's obviously that's more content.
It's like 200 some episodes.
Yeah, that's more content to cover. But the way that the Harry Potter one approached it was basically it was 2 hours and every movie got like 20 minutes type of thing. And it was I liked that they did it in 4 chapters. Like it was 2 movies, 2 movies, 2 movies,
right.
2 movies. That was really nice. But yeah, I mean, I'll let you go first.
I wish we had. I do wish there
were
was
some problems. I will say.
I do wish. One, I thought it was very funny that they made it clear that the J.K. Rowling stuff was recorded in 2019.
Yeah,
they like clearly plastered that in the top right corner that recorded in 2019. Which again, I think you kind of had to have her in it because she has a combined
she has a combined screen time of the 3 times that she's on.
Yeah.
Of 34 seconds.
Yeah. So she's not in
like
it
that's
lot.
it.
I do wish I wish we got and again, it was great. I loved it. Absolutely. But like I want to give me some Maggie Smith via Zoom or something. Give me Michael Gambon.
Yeah. Even like David Thewlis. Like Ruben, like where these guys who are just like David Thewlis is on an HBO Max show right now with
is he? Yeah.
With him and Olivia Colman. Like you don't have that guy's number in your back pocket. Like,
right, yeah.
But again, like you kind of said with the Zoom thing, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago when they kind of announced who wasn't going to be in there. I think it was a thing of like you had to make it to Leavesden, like to the actual set. Like in order to do it, but then it's like honestly, I would have even if it was like 2.5 hours, keep everything the way you had it, and then just give me like a 30-minute Zoom call with everyone at the end. You know what I mean? Like a moderated panel at the end of it, where you could have like Michael Gambon and Maggie Smith and stuff like hop on. I don't know, but other than that, I think my only other issue with it was just kind of how I guess, and this is a very nitpick, like because like I said, I really enjoyed it. I know TJ really enjoyed it. Most people really enjoyed it. Is just kind of how the screen time was divvied up. like, I feel like you would, for some reason, I don't know why I would think this with something called Harry Potter Return to Hogwarts. You would think you would maybe centerpiece Daniel Radcliffe a little more than they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean with that? Like he did have big moments to shine, but I almost feel like it was Emma Watson that anchored the whole thing. And I have nothing wrong with that at all. It was just weird to me. And he is in it a lot, but just even for as much as he's in it, he's Harry Potter.
Right.
Like, and also every time he was in it, it was almost like he was the one interviewing other people. I want to know him. Like I want someone interviewing him, like with his thoughts and everything. Now, I think to me the best thing, I think the entire thing could have just been the room with Rupert, Emma, and Dan.
Oh,
because that was, in my opinion, I don't know if you agree or not, or if the chat agrees with me. Let me know. You know, Danielle and those who have watched it. Let me know what you think. But I think to me, everything else ripped out of it, the strongest thing was that Gryffindor common room. And they would cut to it throughout it, but it did get like its own little 10-minute segment, was the Gryffindor common room with the three main people.
Danielle said don't forget about the whole Emma Stone or Emma Roberts mishap thing, which I guess they re-edited it, but I don't know how you like I don't know how you like, and I didn't catch it and I didn't go back to rewatch it, but I don't know how like you're editing that, and like do they just like Google like Emma Watson as a kid?
It's gotta be, right?
But like that picture was posted on Emma Roberts' Instagram, I believe. So like, how do you
checking your shit, not checking your sources? I guess
ridiculous.
Yeah, at least they owned it and they were like, "Oh, our bad."
Yeah.
Well, and then finally,
re-upload a new
Emma
one.
Watson hadn't said anything on it, and I wondered if maybe she wouldn't. But then today she
did.
she posted on Instagram the picture, and she was like, "I can assure you all, I was never this adorable when I was this age." Like she was like, and then she like tagged Emma Roberts in it. Funny. So, but yeah, like there was a couple things like that. Also, I don't know if you caught this. Oliver and James Phelps, Fred and George Weasley, they had the wrong names.
That's what Danielle told me.
Yeah, they literally had the wrong names under them, and it was like that was, I don't know if maybe that was a joke.
No.
But it was.
That was completely not on purpose.
Yeah. So a couple things like that were a little questionable. But I think for me the highlight was, I was glad, and you and I talked about this when over Snapchat, was the like in memoriam section.
Yeah.
I think that was really, really good. Just the fact that they did it, because it's one of those things where it's like, it's almost everything else that the franchise is known for. It's also known for the fact that like many of the actors in it have passed away, like and at early ages, pretty much too. Like, I mean, Alan Rickman, he was like 69 when he died. Like, I mean, that's not like terribly young, but it's still younger. Like, I mean, Richard Harris died when he was like 94.
Right.
That I'll just talk about that for a second too. I don't know who was doing the math, or if it was Chris Columbus or something, but if you know that it's going to take 10 movies to make these movies, and you cast Richard Harris, who is 90, what did you think was going to happen? You know what I mean? Like,
he was not. He did.
Like, how do you?
It's funny too, because when they were talking to Chris Columbus, and he obviously did the first two movies, and he was like, "I wanted to come back," and I was like, "Nope." It was good. You did your job with the more chilled, like kids kind of movies, but it was time to move on to the more teen adult.
Oh, never
stuff.
mind. He was not 90.
I was gonna say he didn't look 90 in the behind the scenes stuff that they showed.
Wait, actually. Oh God, yeah, I'd take that back wholeheartedly. He was actually like young when he died. He was the same thing as what I just said with Alan Rickman. He was the same age as Alan Rickman when he died. He was like 70.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. He definitely didn't look 70, I'll say that.
No, yeah.
I thought he was like 80 maybe. But yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God. But yeah, like what you were saying with Chris Columbus, that I did like that he because if you go back and you look, there's like behind the scenes stuff on all the movies on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And one of the things it goes into was like the whole process of like Chris Columbus not coming back for the third one, and that they were like all like scared shitless and stuff. And I liked in this that we got a look into Chris Columbus saying like oh, I always had so much guilt for basically leaving you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, I literally just couldn't do it. Like, it took so much out of me. I thought that was interesting, too, that he had said, like, he had this guilt, but, like, once everything panned out, you know what I mean? It was like, I think he could kind of release a little bit of that.
Right.
But yeah.
I'm trying to think of, like, anybody else who was left out that was kind of like, oh my God, why is her character's name escaping me? The girl, like the woman I hate, like she's awful. Umbridge.
Yeah. She wasn't in there.
I thought that there was like one moment where it looked like they were like they were showing that she was gonna pop up, and then she didn't, and I was like, oh, I thought she would have showed up because she was, pretty integral part in at least one of the movies. So that would kind of surprise me.
And Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Yeah.
She was in that for like 20 minutes. What was I gonna say though? Yeah, there really, to me, I felt there just was there was no real connection or relationship between the screen time of the actor in the movies and the amount of play that they got in the reunion special.
Right.
Like, God bless Gary Oldman. My cat is named Sirius Black after him. But like, Sirius is in like he's in 3 of the movies, but Goblet of Fire he's not even really in that much. Yeah. He's only in one scene.
Or even Julie Walters.
Yeah.
Where was she?
Yeah, where was she? Yeah, I don't know. Like
she's in like
even like
almost all of them.
Also, Kingsley, Mad Eye.
Yeah.
Like, where was Brendan Gleeson? Where was Donald Gleeson? Bill Weasley? Where he was in 2 of the. He was in the entirety.
I thought
of
they
the
might
last
even
2
get,
movies.
And he was only in Goblet of Fire, but I thought maybe Robert Pattinson would even show up at some point.
Even like Kenneth Branagh, Emma Thompson, right?
Emma Thompson,
Jim Broadbent, like Slughorn. There was a ton of people not like, and we're just talking. And I'm not saying they weren't in it. These people were like not even mentioned. Like literally, they weren't. Like you said, they obviously they had to mention Umbridge. They had to mention McGonagall. They had to mention Dumbledore. Like, those guys were mentioned. But and David Thewlis, he did get mentioned as well with Gary Oldman. But like these other people, they didn't even mention them. Yeah. Like, they didn't even mention.
And
Trelawney.
I don't even think you can like use the defense.
And then they had like half a second of Quirrell. The actor that played Quirrell was in it right at the end with like a little like heartfullt piece.
You can't even. Like, I was gonna say you can't even have the argument though that like it's like, oh, it's only people that went through all the movies. But like my example is Maggie Smith, Julie Andrews. Like they were through all the movies and they didn't make one appearance.
Exactly. Julie Walters was in.
Julie Walters. Julie Andrews.
But Julie Walters was in more movies than even Mark Williams was, because Arthur Weasley wasn't in the first one.
Oh,
so she was, and I did like all the stuff too in the Burrow set with like the Weasley family, like with Bonnie Wright and so. And I saw somebody. I don't know if it was you. I don't think it was you, but I just saw people too that were like, oh, Bonnie Wright did not age well at all. She looks exactly the same. They all look exactly the same. Like I didn't realize too that technically age-wise, all those guys are only 5 years off from the age they should be in the epilogue, like in the 19 years later, which is really weird to think about because that takes place in 2017, but they're supposed to be 10 years older than they really are. So, because Dan Radcliffe, he was like, as long as we all just keep looking better than we do in the epilogue, he was like, we'll be okay. But yeah, I mean, the main takeaway for me from it was like, I just feel like if you asked the 3 of them, everyone else aside, if you just ask the 3 of them right now, will you come back to do more movies? I think Daniel Radcliffe is an immediate yes. I think Rupert Grint is a
maybe
hesitant yes, or a maybe, and I think Emma Watson would be a no.
Oh yeah,
just from the conversation, like. Now, granted, anything can change and how much money
Cursed
they
Child
do.
just Daniel Radcliffe and Tom Felton? Like, isn't it just Harry?
No, the other two are
Draco?
in it. It's mainly those two. So yeah, like definitely Rupert and Emma. If they did just say, all right, we're making a Cursed Child 2-part movie or something like that. First of all, work on the story. But again, also I think people that. I'm all over the place right now, but just quickly, People that are like,
Michelle said Julie Walters retired in 2020 because she had cancer. I did not know that.
Oh. Well, okay. No Mamma Mia 3 then. Damn. Yes, but what was I just gonna say? Oh yeah, people that are like losing, that are always like, I don't want to see a cursed child movie. That story's terrible. Blah blah blah. Dude, whenever they translate the books or the other material into movies, they always rework them. They always cut out the crap. They always, you know what I mean? Like, so there is a good movie within the Cursed Child, I think, that you could make. So it's like, I still think, especially I think if you have the stars coming back and stuff. But yeah, like you said, it would definitely be like Emma and Rupert would be like minor roles, and then it would mainly be, and even Dan and Tom Felton, they would even be background characters. Like, it's not even just mainly them, because it's mainly their kids. But yeah, but I actually don't want to see Cursed Child, not because of it's a terrible story, like whatever. I just don't really care about their kids. I want to see what does it look like with Hermione as the Minister of Magic and Ron and Harry as Aurors, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I would want to see a movie like that.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I don't know.
But you got time. I mean, they're in their what, like?
No, yeah, they're 30s? In their early 30s. Yeah, like they got time for sure.
Yeah, I think it'd be I don't know. I think you really have to pay them a lot of money.
You'd have to pay them a lot of money, and it'd have to be, I think, for all three of them, it'd have to be a really good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you ain't coming back for something that's probably gonna get, it's gonna get compared to the previous movies. So you want to make it like decent in some way.
For sure.
So yeah, we watched that. I watched the commentary on Uncut Gems, so that was pretty cool. We watched Tick Tick Boom again. Watched Rent for the first time, the film
movie?
Adaptation. Yep. Spencer
with Ahsoka herself. Yeah. Oh, what did you watch Spencer on?
I rented it.
Oh,
so Wind River. Finally watched that.
You never
seen it? No, good movie. Oh. Very good movie.
Yeah. Tyler Sheridan, man, he's so good.
Spoiler, real quick, for Wind River. I was happy to see. I did see that John Bernthal was in it, and I was like, I like John Bernthal as an actor. I think he's great in a lot of stuff he does.
That's an intense scene.
And I like forgot that, like, throughout it, like halfway through, I was like, oh yeah, John Bernthal, where is he? Mm-hmm. Then he showed up like as soon as I said that, and I was like, oh, I'm glad he's not the bad guy. Like, he is maybe dating somebody younger than him, which but he's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, okay, that's good. Then Euphoria, Proposal, and I watched The Lost Daughter last night, which I was like, oh, maybe in anticipation for the list we're gonna make. And
is that the Olivia Colman one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that? Who's in there with her?
Oh my gosh, her name escapes me. Dakota Johnson.
Oh, okay.
And Ed Harris is in it as well.
Oh.
But yeah, that was it for me.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, the only other thing I think that I watched, aside from just like some random crap, was I watched through all of the. Wait, what did I watch? I watched something. Yeah, I'm sure it'll come to me. But I watched the one thing I did watch all the way through was the Hogwarts Tournament of Houses.
Oh, I saw it's on HBO
Max,
now. Yeah.
Because that was just like baffled me that like they aired. It's like the same shit with Superman and Lois. It's like, HBO Max, why are you funding to make shows and then airing them on cable? Like, they did the same thing with Superman and Lois. HBO Max makes that show, but then they air it on cable. Same thing with this. I watched that thing. The production budget is like ridiculous that show.
Is it worth, like, and it's a game show, so it's like, was it like worth like kind of watching? For,
absolutely! It's only 4 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's super worth it. I was telling our friend Travis, I was like, because I think he finished it. Yeah, I was like, as great as it was and as cool as it was to have Helen Mirren host it, I was like, you don't have to have it be Helen Mirren. So if you could find someone else to host it, you could do like 16 episodes, like a season a year. Like it was really good. And the questions were like, they started out very easy and then they got very hard.
Oh,
like
wow.
it was very.
And you said it's a mixture of book and movie, right?
Mixture of book, movie, Fantastic Beasts, and Cursed Child.
God.
Yeah, Cursed Child. Okay, to me the Cursed Child ones are okay because whatever, Warner Brothers and J.K. both consider it canon. But to me it was like, I get that it's the Wizarding World, but the show's called. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I just proved myself wrong. I was just gonna say the show's called Harry Potter, but it's not. It's Hogwarts Tournament of Houses. So, I guess technically Fantastic Beasts is in there because I was gonna say like, it's called Harry Potter, trivia. So I was thinking like it should only be him, but then I just realized it's technically.
Now, did this seem like something that they will go back to? Like
she said at the end, she said, stay tuned when we unveil, our first winner of the Hogwarts Tournament of Houses Cup.
So it wasn't over. So it didn't end in 4 episodes?
No, it did.
Oh, okay.
But the way that she made it sound was she was like our first, meaning season 1 or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like I said, I think in future, I think you could really up the stakes and do 16 episodes and do 4 mini competitions, and then also do a grand finale, because this one was just two teams fought, there was a redemption round, and then the finale. So it was it was really quick. So I would absolutely watch it. I mean, it's less than 4 hours, and it is really good. But I'm telling you, some of the stuff is hard. I won't tell you the answer, obviously, but one of the questions was they brought 3 couches out, and they said which one of these couches is the one that Hermione's parents sat on while she obliviated their memory in the 5 seconds in the beginning of Deathly Hallows Part 1. That was one of the questions. Wow. Which couch? And they could go up, they could look at the couches, one guy, he lined up the shot in his memory because it's, over their shoulders, so he went behind the couch, and we, did that. Everybody got it wrong. I got it wrong, they got it wrong.
Is it Jeopardy style? Or is
it's all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the other thing, too, is that I think they really nailed, the way the game moves.
And
that I think is really good.
Last question. Is it same contestants across 4 episodes or 4 different contestants? Contestants each?
So it's
4 episodes.
Each house is their own team, and it's 3 people to a house.
Okay.
But another cool thing is, so there's one set of stands, because this is with COVID, so everybody's masked up, but then there's one set of stands that is Gryffindor, one that's Hufflepuff, one that's Ravenclaw, one that's Slytherin. They choose 3 people. The fireplace shoots out all these letters, and Helen Mirren literally picks it at that's what I'm saying. The production value is this show had to have cost $1 million. Literally, it's crazy. Not to mention all the Harry Potter cast members that come back to do questions and stuff.
Oh,
there's a Harry Potter cast member that's part of the show that I won't spoil for you. Which again, like I said, as great as it is having Helen Mirren, this guy, you could just have this guy host, or somebody like Matt Lewis or something, like Neville, you could, or even I think Bonnie Wright would be really good to host it. So all the this huge fireplace, this life-size fireplace, well, of course it's life-size. I mean a Harry Potter type one, so big enough that humans can walk in and out of it. Shoots out all these letters, and each letter actually has a contestant's name, and she just picks 3 at random out of the air, and those are the contestants. And I was that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
I was those all look so thin, but then I realized it's just because they're one-sided and they just have the name on it. So, but she really is picking them at random. But the coolest part of the entire show is those 3 people compete. Let's say they answer a question for 10 points. Their whole house is also answering the question, and the house can earn them 10 points too.
Oh,
so
okay.
Even if the 3 people they pick suck,
if
the house gets every single question right, you could still win just on the rest of your house.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too, is that you can kind of double up everything. And then at the end, it's if you get every question right in the final round, you get the golden snitch, and then your points get doubled and stuff. The whole way that the different rounds and stuff is worked out is really cool. And then of course there's one where oh, we have this Harry Potter cast member to read off this question. We have that, and they're, you know, you can tell it's like pre-recorded, like Matt Lewis, or like, ooh, it was actually C. Well, better luck next time, Gryffindors, like that kind of thing, and then it's like on to the next one. But yeah, it was really cool. My only complaint with it is there was just only 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish there was at least like 8 or like, you know, even more to watch, but it was definitely really good. And again, it's just same thing with like Superman and Lois. Just put it on HBO Max next year. Like, have it be a Christmas show. Run all of like November to December or something like that, or November to January. But yeah, it was really good.
That's dope. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
Danielle said, "Go Hufflepuff." What were you? What did you ever do with Pottermore?
Yeah, I was Gryffindor.
That was Gryffindor.
Yeah.
So.
Although that was, oh gosh, that was.
I mean,
that was
yeah,
almost 10 years ago.
For me, it was a few years ago.
Yeah,
Definitely
that was
recent.
almost 10 years ago that I did it.
Yeah.
And also, that was the Pottermore version of it. Now that site's called the Wizarding World. So I think the quiz has changed just slightly. So maybe I should redo it.
So you asked me earlier, how far I am on Daredevil.
Oh. No Warwick Davis either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, an Ewok just reminded me of that. Yeah, no, I mean, talk about being in all the movies.
Yeah.
Man's played 5 characters multiple times in the same movie and in every movie.
Yeah. Well.
And that man's everywhere. He's always around. You could get him for whatever you want. Like I just want to know, like, I just one day want like a Variety article that's just like, here's why so and so wasn't in the reunion. Like, just so I have a reason, because it's just kind of infuriating sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you feel slighted for them.
No, exactly. Yeah, because I'm like, was it a thing that they weren't asked? Was it a thing that they couldn't make it? Like, what? Yeah. What the hell?
What was I gonna say? Oh, you asked me earlier today how far I was on Daredevil. I am only I'm about to watch episode 6, so I'm not far at all.
Well, it's better than nothing.
I'll tell you right now, though. After episode 4, I think it was. Again, I don't know. You really got to throw it right at the camera. What if that thing fell over?
That was really cool.
I haven't gotten that far in the show, but if I were to compare Kingpin from Hawkeye and Kingpin from Daredevil, Daredevil definitely more brutal. I will say that. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know if that, I don't have a full comparison, obviously. But I'm interested to see kind of where the show goes, I guess, and who else kind of shows up. Is there any other character that from Daredevil that you'd be like, oh, I'd like to see them in the MCU?
Well, if they do a Daredevil project, everyone.
Okay, yeah,
but like specifically like Foggy and Karen, obviously.
Right.
Even if they don't, I think those two could work in somewhere, with Matt. Like, if the rumors are true and if he's in She-Hulk as both Daredevil and Matt Murdock, then it would make perfect sense to have Foggy also be in She-Hulk because they're a pair. But that aside, just Punisher. I mean, out of any of the other Defenders, I think just
he shows up in this. I was to say that's what I wanted to watch next after Daredevil because I don't even know if it's good, but again, I just like John Bernthal. Yeah, he's another one that I would love to see in the MCU if that ever comes up. Yeah. Speaking of the MCU, did you see that? I thought I saw a report either like last week or earlier this week that Moon Knight might be coming out in February. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yeah, that
even like the trailer might come out this week or something.
It might be right after Book of Boba Fett.
That'd be lit.
Yeah,
I'd be very excited if that was because
that's gonna run until I think
it's 7-9 episodes. I forget.
I think it's 7. So that's gonna run into February.
Yeah,
for sure. That's gonna be like February 8th.
Because I think we were talking. It was like the next confirmed Marvel show was like Miss Marvel summer this year, wasn't it?
That's the only one. Yeah, that's not TBD 2022.
Yeah, and it's not even a date. It's just summer.
It's just summer. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Shout out, hopefully Oscar Isaac. See him soon.
And Moon Knight has apparently been done filming since like.
Oh, and Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I think it wrapped in like September or August. So it's been a while. So
Before we get into like our lists, do we want to talk about Book of Boba Fett at all? Or
yeah, we can talk about it because I have an official announcement to make to save time on our behalf and for everything like that. I think in future, and they will be reposted on the channel, I'll say a couple days after they go up on TikTok, I think we're going to start doing our Disney Plus recaps or our thoughts on it maybe on TikTok.
Okay.
That way we can just do it apart from each other once we get to actually watch it and stuff like that. But yes, let's go through, and today we'll talk a little bit just about we could just do a little bit of first impressions or you know, some light talk on it, and then, you know, probably I'll still do the TikTok for the first 2 episodes maybe. Because we are trying to grow the TikTok in 2022 going forward. Make sure to follow us at the official PFN. I think it's really good so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and this is more from the first episode. I didn't see it really. It wasn't in the second episode. Is the fight in the first episode, and I forget where else I saw this, but somebody said it was very like rigid, and I do agree. Where it's like Tamora Morrison, I think he's actually in the. Or I don't even think he has his helmet on. Does he have his helmet on when they like try to assassinate him? I don't remember. Spoilers for Book of Boba Fett.
Which time?
The first time when he's walking out of the bar and he's got.
Yeah. No, because he has the coins in his helmet.
Right, and in my head I was like, you know, you probably could have just, you know, took the. I don't even know. Maybe just fill Ming-Na Wen's helmet with coins, and then just give him the helmet and just put a stunt guy in there.
Yeah.
Because it was very like. And I was like, well, I was like, even though he has his helmet on, I was like, I get it, he's old, you know. Because in Mandalorian, he had his helmet on. He was whipping dudes all around, and it's like, well, it's clearly not him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know how old he is, actually, like in real life?
I think he's got to be in his 60s.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, maybe it's not best to have him doing these fight scenes if you want it to look more realistic. But in this...
oh, God. What is that? Yeah, so he's got to be like 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the second episode, it definitely, I was like, even when they're kind of on top of the... I mean, obviously, when he's just kind of fighting he's practicing with the Tuskens, it's very just kind of like easygoing. But even like when they're on top of the train and all that stuff, I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. And he's got his helmet off. So it was just that one thing that really bothered me. But other than that, yeah, I thought it was a great 2 episodes. I liked the kind of back and forth with the Tusken kind of dreams and visions and how he got to where he was in Mandalorian.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And to like kind of present. And of course there was kind of like the reveals in the second episode of the Hutts that are from the comics. Or they are or they're not, right?
I think they're mentioned, like the twins are mentioned, but they aren't directly from the comics, but then the other character, the Wookiee that shows up is directly from, he's a big comic character in the Star Wars comics, the Darth Vader comics, the Boba Fett comics, and War for the Bounty Hunters in general, which, for those who don't know, that's a comic event that just wrapped up in the middle of December.
Right.
That was all about, you know, Boba Fett getting Han to Jabba, basically, and all the chaos that ensued in between there. But yeah, he plays a big role in that.
And don't get me wrong, I love Chewbacca, but that might be the dopest Wookiee I've ever seen. Like, I thought he looked really cool. Yeah. Michelle said that she saw her Christmas list show up on her TikTok, which is just like really creepy. Like, it's probably just taking your history and maybe just putting in there, depending on where your TikTok is. I know I'm on Daredevil TikTok. Never searched it. Day in my life on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
You know, it probably just has my Netflix whatever I'm IMDbing, because I think I IMDb that show a lot too. But yeah, I've been really happy with it. I'm excited to see where it goes, because like I told you, when they said, you know, they kind of set up this mayor in the first episode, it was like, oh, maybe the mayor is the villain, you know, and then they kind of just like address it in the second episode, like the first 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, because I was like, if the mayor is this really big bad guy, it's got to be somebody that people are going to know, you know, and it turns out it's just this random kind of alien guy.
Yeah.
Which it turns out he's not the villain. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then we get to the Hutts and everything. So I'm excited to see where it goes. And, it's only one season, right? They kind of just said it's limited series and that's it.
I believe. Well, at this point, yeah. I'd guess.
I could see it. Well, yeah, I could see it maybe leading into Mando somehow, right? Because
I'm sure it'll come back around, and then it'll be like, now Boba is fully established as like the ruler of Tatooine type thing, and then it's like, now instead of him being on the ground with the team or something like that, now it's maybe that they have to go to Jabba's palace and get a favor from him, that kind of thing. That's probably what I would assume. But yeah. Although there is still the small thing of like we still have yet to even see like the Slave One in this show, like we don't know where his ship's at. Well, we do for the trailers. We know it's parked in the garage, but like he hasn't gone anywhere. Like it's all just been walking around Tatooine basically.
Right.
Like, and also I will say I get that he doesn't want to be like the Hutts, carried in on like a a platform or whatever. But, like, maybe, like, a speeder bike. Like, maybe just think of, like, investing in, like, a speeder bike so you don't have to walk everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
how far is Jabba's, Mos Espa or whatever?
Well, he's got to cross the Dune Sea. So that's far.
Yeah.
Very far.
I mean, he had the...
Farther than Tosche.
You had the...
Tosche Station.
Racer, or the... What's it called?
The bike?
The bikes, but he gave them to the...
Yeah,
the Tuskens.
The ones that even survived. Yeah. Probably could have saved that train.
Maybe he could. I don't know. I mean, we never really established how far the jetpack goes, but maybe he could fly.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only ever seen how many times Jango Fett kind of used it only in short spurts, and then he kind of flew from one of the things to the other in Return of the Jedi, and then that was it.
Cobb Vanth was zipping all around the place when they were fighting the what the hell is that thing called? The Crate Dragon. So it zips. And Cobb Vanth fully repaired the jetpack.
That is what in the second episode with the train, I thought that's what that was at first. I was like, are they gonna bring the Crate Dragon back around?
Yeah, that's what I thought maybe.
The other problem I had, I thought the monster in the first episode looked very wonky. I was like, it looked like
forearms.
It looked like, I'll be honest, it looked bad. Like it didn't look like it fit. Yeah,
the CG looked bad, and it didn't look very Star Wars.
It looked very like
Ghostbusters.
Prequel like esque CGI, where I was like, this doesn't really look that great. And it just looked it looked like Machoke from Pokemon.
That's why I say like Ghostbusters. Like it looked like something that would be like a devil dog from Ghostbusters or something. Like it just did not look very Star Warsy, I guess. But either way, I think really enjoying it so far.
Machamp, sorry, it's Machamp, not Machoke.
But yeah, I think really enjoying the series so far. I think there's I think it's like, oh yeah, that like Book of Boba, like, oh, how'd you like Book of Boba Fett? Oh, it's really good. Like I think Mando is still like, better. How'd you like Mando? Oh, it's like amazing. Like, oh wow. You know what I mean? I think but really good is still really good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I think it'll be, it'll be whatever. We'll see. We got 5 more episodes. First episode was 30 minutes. Second episode was like an hour. So
yeah, that's what we wanted Mando to be.
Yeah.
Remember every week it was like, okay, is Mando, or even we did it with WandaVision too, where it's like, is it gonna be, like.
Yeah, like
40, 50 minutes. It's like, no, it's like 35.
Yeah, like WandaVision got increasingly longer from like the first episode of WandaVision was 21 minutes long, I think.
Right.
Like
it was something like that.
It was like nothing.
Yeah.
And then the finale, though, it was only 39 minutes. And it's like, well, Jesus Christ. Like now the shows have gotten a little bit longer. Like Loki was like almost an hour every episode. Well, Loki was more like 40 minutes to 50 minutes every episode. But Hawkeye was very clear. That was the longest. Like every episode of Hawkeye was between 45 to 55 minutes, and then the last episode of Hawkeye was over an hour long. So, I mean, if that's the trend that we're going with these shows, I'm all for it. Because, I mean, obviously, the fans, it's now been 2 years of the fans asking for longer run times. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, even if that comes at a shorter episode length, I think we would want longer run times. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think. But yeah, I think it was really, 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 really good. I don't know if you want to do this or not, but I saw somebody doing it. I think I'm going to do this going forward. Is because all these limited series, most of the Disney Plus series are on Letterboxd. So what people are doing is they're doing a diary entry for every episode and like changing their ranking basically. So I did that for episode 1 and episode 2 so I can rank them every single week on Letterboxd. But yeah, I think I gave the first episode a 3.5, and then I gave this one like a 4.5, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, what I usually just do like the
series ranking.
Series as a whole, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so cool. Do we want to do our most anticipated list? They're not. So basically this is what I'm proposing. We do honorable mentions and then maybe.
Did that just drop?
Yeah, that came out like 10 minutes before we started.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe we do like honorable mentions list and then just like a top 10 but don't go in order, maybe.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So do you want to go first with your honorable mentions, I guess?
Sure, yeah. I have a lot of honorable mentions.
Here's the thing though, it's like I really again, coming up with these, like I tried not to make them also comic book movie centric, but I think I kind of failed in that regard, but
I agree. Not with you failing, because I don't know what you have yet, but
right.
With me at least. 3 out of my top 5. So I will say this, because we weren't sure if we were going to do a ranked or just a big discussion. My top 5 is 100% the correct ranking of where I would put things. My bottom 5 is a little bit more,
mismatch.
Yeah. Actually, let me just make one quick change, because there's one that's in there that definitely is not in my top 10. Let's see.
Okay. Oh crap! I forgot about another one. This could probably no, probably be honorable mention.
All right, we're all good. So, my honorable mentions include, now again, if I had more time or if I thought about it more or, this or that, it probably would be in my top 10. But either way, I have 18 total. So
I have 17 total.
So the first one I'll say is Sonic 2.
That's also my honorable mention.
Okay, yeah. First, I have the poster on the wall. Like, first one, I watched that movie, like, now I've watched it usually like 3 or 4 times a year.
Wow.
Like, I really enjoy it. And it's a quick watch. Like, I think it's like an hour and 40 minutes, so it's not very quick, but it goes by real quick. And it's just like, I am constantly entertained from start to finish with that film, and if they can achieve 3/4 of that with this one, which it looks like they're doing that and even more on top of it, which is even more impressive, I will be super satisfied. So yeah, I mean, it's on my honorable mention, but it's definitely one that I'm very much looking forward to. Absolutely. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, so my next honorable mention of the Sonic is the Mario Brothers movie, which I don't know if that's actually coming out this year.
Yeah.
It was listed as expected December 2022. It says it was in IMDb. According to IMDb, it's in pre-production. So I don't actually know if that's even come out this year. But with Chris Pratt as Mario, how can you go wrong?
Yeah, if that does end up coming out this year, I'll throw it down as an honorable mention for sure.
Did I even know that Charlie Day was playing Luigi?
Yeah,
what?
I think we talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so another one that might be on your list,
yeah.
but this is a high honorable mention for me, I would say, is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh, that's one I would add. I didn't have it on my honorable mentions, but I would put that on there.
Yeah. So that's the one coming out with Nick Cage, where Nick Cage is playing Nick Cage. It's about Nick Cage as an actor being Nick Cage.
Is everybody else themselves, or like
no.
Is Pedro Pascal himself?
No, he plays like an eccentric billionaire fan. And then that kind of is how the whole story kicks off.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one I might do a trailer reaction to that one, even though the trailer came out like weeks ago. I missed it. I might do a trailer reaction to that one soon, just because I haven't seen the full trailer yet, and I really am interested in it. But yeah, you have the next one?
Yeah, my next honorable mention would probably be, and then I'm just kind of going out of order now. I have these ranked, but they're not really in any sort of ranking, so I'm just kind of going off the cuff. Black Phone, which comes out very soon, actually. I think, is it February or March? I forget. Scott Derrickson, Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke playing basically a kidnapper, it seems, and the kid he kidnaps has to get out of his basement, which is what it appears to be. Looks scary. Not gonna see it in the theater. I'm gonna wait until it comes out on VOD, where I can rent it and watch it at home, because I'm not big on scary movies, but I like Sinister. I like Doctor Strange, so I guess that makes me a Scott Derrickson fan. I haven't seen Sinister 2 though, which I'm not sure if that's any good, but I am looking forward to this movie. I did watch it. I've watched the trailer a few times. It looks very interesting.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, my next one, this might get me some flack from people. This is purely because the first one, absolutely great. Undoubtedly, the first one is great. Undoubtedly. You'll agree when I say what it is. You might yell at me, though, because it's probably on your list. I just don't know where we're going. And once I get a firmer idea of where we're going, well, it'll inch up. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
I'd probably put that on as an honorable mention, because I'm with you in the I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, again, it seems like that's not even going to come out this year.
But you would agree, undoubtedly, the first one is great.
Yeah, the first one's great. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's currently slated at the last spot for Marvel this year. It's November. So it could very easily push into 2023. That was another part of my reasoning to kind of pull it back a little.
Right.
But overall, I won't use that as a crutch for my argument. I don't know where this one's going. And once I get a better idea of that, where the story's heading, I'll see how much because this is not about how good we think the movies are. This is how we personally are anticipating them. And if we find out that it's like, oh, they're going to make Martin Freeman the next Black Panther. I don't think they're going to, but like if they're like, oh, yeah, we're making Martin Freeman the next Black Panther, I'll be like, I think I'll skip this one. But yeah, so that is on my honorable mention.
Next one for me, honorable mention. You'll probably get mad at me because I feel like this is probably on your list. Lightyear.
That's not anywhere on here.
Oh wow, okay.
I'll put it on my honorable mention.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Give me some Chris Evans as
Buzz Lightyear.
The man who inspired the toy, right? Is that what it is?
The movie, yeah, the movie that inspired the toy.
The movie that inspired the toy. Okay. Yeah, give me more of that.
Yeah.
I guess. I like Toy Story. It's obviously like a spin-off.
Scene of Andy, sitting in the movie theater or something.
Yes,
right?
Give me that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or have it open with that. Have it open with Andy and his
that
say
would be
like
cool.
2000 and or 1993 or something like that, and then have it be like Andy and his mom going to the movie. That would be so cool.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. Who else is even in that? Like, I don't even know. We got Chris Evans. We got Taika. We have Moulin, and that's it. That's all it's listed on Letterboxd. Wow. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking forward to.
Maybe it is a small. Maybe it
really is that small.
Maybe it is a small cast because honestly, if I'm thinking back to the trailer, there's clearly a lot of characters at the start of the mission,
right?
And then it seems like most of the movie is just Buzz and a cat. Did you notice? Like that's what it seems like. So maybe it is like almost like a WALL-E movie where it's like or like All Is Lost, where it's one of those like one man trying to survive.
IMDb just lists Chris Evans, and that's it. So I don't know.
Okay, that honestly, that would actually have me be even more intrigued.
Yeah.
If it was like an All Is Lost or like a Life of Pi type situation, but with like Buzz Lightyear, that would actually be like really cool.
And I haven't seen this movie, but isn't The Martian kind of like that too?
Yeah, like something like that too, like The Martian, but with Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
That would be freaking awesome. That like he's just gotta go on his skill, his knowledge, that kind of stuff. That would be really, really cool. Okay. Next one here is the next film from Ari Aster. And that is
oh my God,
that is Disappointment Boulevard.
I forgot about
Disappointment Boulevard with Joaquin Phoenix.
That's an honorable.
That he's like that might be on the list. Folks.
I don't know. That might be on the list. I'm not really sure. But yeah, do we know anything about it? I don't think we know anything.
That is clearly speaks to Joaquin and Ari Aster that it is plot currently unknown.
Yeah.
But just Ari Aster and Joaquin Phoenix, one of the best, for my money, one of the best directors working right now with one of the best actors working right now. What are they gonna make? Like that just to me, that is the definition of anticipation of just like I don't know what it's gonna be, but I know I'm probably gonna enjoy it.
Okay, I can give you maybe a letterbox description that I don't know if it's right. It says an intimate, decade-spanning portrait of one of the most successful entrepreneurs of all time. That's all it says.
I love it. Barbara Corcoran biopic. What if it's him playing like Kevin O'Leary?
That'd be really funny.
They changed the name. Disappointment Boulevard is a working title. They changed it to Mr. Wonderful.
Okay, so next on my, and again, I don't know if this has even started filming. It says 2022. Next on my honorable mentions is Creed 3. We got Michael B. Jordan, Tess Thompson, Jonathan Majors is listed on the IMDb cast. I don't know if that's true. Says it's coming out November this year. I don't know if that's true, but Michael B. Jordan's debut directing. So I think it'd be really interesting to see what he does with the movie and how he kind of moves it away from. Obviously, Sylvester Stallone was in the Creed 1 and 2. See how he kind of shifts it from there.
Do you think they're gonna kill him?
Rocky? No, I don't think so.
Well, why do you think he's not gonna be in there?
Because I honestly just think Sylvester Stallone I think he said multiple times that he just wants
story wise.
Oh, I don't know. Make something up. I don't know.
Yeah, because he was
maybe they will kill him.
He was
I don't
dying
know.
in the past.
Yeah, maybe they just
Actually, he's in universe. That character's been dying for 20 years.
Maybe they don't show. They just say oh, he passed away.
Yeah.
Like that. Not
same way they did with Adrian and Rocky Balboa. It just opens and she's gone.
Right.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Creed 3.
Those movies are fucking heartbreaking. Like, if you really think about that guy's life, that is some shitty existence. Creed 3, absolutely. I would.
Danielle says it's about Buzz Lightyear the person, not movie.
No, I know it's about Buzz Lightyear the movie that we are gonna watch.
Okay.
Is the movie that Andy watched.
Okay.
Like that's what Pete Docter said.
Okay.
That the movie we are gonna see is the movie that Andy and his mom went to see.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the movie that made
the toy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes. What I mean, I think it's still unknown whether or not the movie they went to see was a biopic or was a documentary or whatever it might be. But yeah, that's at least how Pete Docter explained
Gotcha.
it, but,
okay. Cool.
Okay. So a couple. Let's see. All right, I have three more honorable mentions. Sorry. I'll do two of mine so that we can move on to our actual list. Next
I have one more honorable mention, I think.
Okay, my next one is something that I am super excited for, which features the long-awaited wink, wink. On-screen return of Tobey Maguire since Pawn Sacrifice was his last movie being on screen. Jake, we all know. But yeah, no, seriously, so it seemingly No Way Home kind of broke him out of his shell and he's getting back in the game and stuff. So this is Babylon, directed by Damien Chazelle, which is going to star Tobey Maguire, Catherine Waterston, Samara Weaving, Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
A whole huge cast.
Who doesn't love a movie about Hollywood?
Exactly, right? You know what I mean? No, but really, yeah, just super excited for this movie. Again, it's just one of those, just set in Hollywood during the transition from silent films to talkies, focusing on a mixture of historical and fictional characters. That to me is just all right, sign me up. Damien Chazelle, whatever, making another movie about Hollywood. We'll see how it goes. I'll be interested. Nothing has indicated that this is a musical, so we'll see if it is a musical or not with Damien Chazelle, at the helm. But I'm super excited for it. I'm super excited for that cast, altogether. And then I'll say another Another honorable mention for me is The Gray Man. And so this is the next Russo brothers movie. So this is the one with it's basically, it's almost like a, Catch Me If You Can type movie with Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling and Ana de Armas. So right there, like just an action thriller mystery type, movie. Just sounds super simple, super great cast. I didn't love Cherry.
I still haven't watched it.
I think that was not their strongest suit of a type of
Tom
movie.
Holland's good, right? It's just the movie.
Yeah, Tom Holland's good. Honestly, for me, it is the direction that fails that movie, ironically, from the Russo brothers.
Right.
Like I said, honestly, I think it was a kind of a passion project. It didn't hit for me, didn't hit for a lot of people. But I think a more action thriller type movie, a little more suspenseful, like stuff like that, I think that's their strong suit. I think that's their wheelhouse. So
put me in for an honorable mention on that one as well.
And I just, it's really interesting to me. And it's a Netflix movie, and it comes out this year, and I think it's already been wrapped. So we're definitely going to get that one this year.
So I'll just say Babylon was my number 10, or what I had kind of later in the list, in my actual list.
Okay.
And then my last honorable mention would be Bullet Train.
Okay, we'll talk about that one later.
Okay. But yeah, that those are my honorable mentions.
So then I don't know if maybe this will be on your list, or these two will be on your list. I think one might be, one might not be. My second to last honorable mention is Nope. That's the next Jordan.
It's on the list.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. And then the next one is Taika Waititi's next film, Next Goal Wins. Do you know about that?
I feel like I heard about this.
Yeah, so that's the one with it's got Elizabeth Moss and Michael Fassbender. And just there, that's the poster right there. If you want to get a vibe for the movie, but basically, hang on.
Well, it's about soccer, so sign me up, I guess.
Yeah, so it's it's basically an American Samoan soccer team, formation type thing, and it's a story that's like personal to Taika Waititi and stuff like that. So I'm super excited for it. Not enough to get it on the list, but I'm super excited for it nonetheless, and I hope it ends up sticking to its release date. But yeah, so I think that's it for my honorable mentions. So you said Babylon was your 10 on your list?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're... I don't even know. Because I have like two movies on here that are not in the top 10, but they're definitely movies I'm really looking forward to that are better than honorable mentions. So it's like...
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
But yeah. So how do we want to do this?
Well, I think let's just go straight through it. Let's just go straight through it, one a piece, and just we'll talk,
about each, I guess.
About each one, about the same length that we've been talking about them. I think when we get towards the top, we'll probably talk about them a little bit longer. Right. But yeah, I mean, let's just play it by ear. I mean, it's only 9:14, so we got like 45 minutes. So if that was your 10, I'll go with my 10. I don't know if it's on your list. Is Turning Red. That's the next Pixar movie.
Like, no.
To me, I just like Pixar, and I just watched that was another thing that I watched that I forgot. That was the thing that I was staring off into space, and I was like, oh, I watched something like that. And what I meant to say was I watched something that was like a movie, like a new. I watched Encanto.
Oh yeah,
that movie's incredible.
I've heard that.
Is absolutely amazing. And again, that's not Pixar; it's Walt Disney Animation. But same. They honestly, I will say this: they honestly are almost getting to the point where they are of similar quality to me, or at least similar, batting average. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Pixar has had a little bit more stinkers mixed in lately, and I feel like Walt Disney Animation has really stepped it up lately. So I feel like they're kind of getting onto level playing field. But yeah, so Turning Red, I'm super interested to see it as an Asian director too. Asian people, working on it. It's also obviously a relatable coming of age story and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just super excited for it. I mean, it's my number 10, but yeah, I mean, I like animated stuff, especially from whether it's Disney Animation or Pixar or whoever it might be. But yeah.
Okay, so my nine, I'd probably slot Thor: Love and Thunder in there.
Okay, all right, we can
wait on that one.
Do you want to punt? Oh yeah.
Nah.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's fine. So that is my 4.
Okay. Actually, you know what? We'll punt. We'll do that.
Okay.
Just do that. It's
let's
easier.
just punt bottom 5, top 5.
Okay.
Let's just pull it like that. Okay, cool. So, my number I said that. I thought I said okay, Google. My number 9 might be higher on your list, might not even be on your list. My number 9 is Jurassic World Dominion.
Not on there.
Not on it, even remotely. It's a similar thing with Black Panther. Is I'm like, okay,
it's not even that. It suffers from, and this might be on your list too. It suffers from the Fantastic Beast syndrome with me, where it's like the first one was Jurassic World was okay. You know, it's a nice little revival for the franchise. Everything.
Yeah.
The next one is like.
What are we
doing? You know, it's like
I just feel like
and again, I'm
the story.
I'm part of the mindset where it's like we know this is a bad idea. Why do we keep doing it? We know from the first movie that Steven Spielberg made that this is not a good idea, and yet we keep doing it. So why are there and I get it. It's a franchise. You know, people love Jurassic Park, but it's like why, you know?
No, yeah, absolutely.
But I'll probably see it because it's coming out. And have you watched and this might be a kid show, but if you watched that, didn't they do like a Jurassic Park like Netflix?
Oh, the
thing?
Netflix one.
Yeah.
I have not, but our friend Chris, he talks about it all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I might have to watch that soon. Yeah.
Does he like it? It's like,
yeah,
it's like an animated show,
he
right?
said it's really, really good. Yeah. But yeah, I have not checked that out yet. But yeah, he said it's really good, and I really liked what we saw in the little YouTube, the two YouTube things that there was. Remember, there was the battle at, what's it called? The battle at Big Creek or Little whatever or something like that. That was like a 10-minute one directed by Colin Trevorrow with like this family, like a campsite. That was really good. And then they released the like prelude video, which was like a 7-minute scene of like a T-Rex attacking a drive-in, which was like, and that's only 17 minutes of, I don't know if that's, I think what they said was that 17 minutes isn't even going to be in the movie. They just made those to go on YouTube and to just like get people hyped for it or something. So like just on those 17 minutes, and they were both directed by Colin Trevorrow. So like, you know, it got me excited for it. So I'll see. The only thing that gives me more excitement is it seems like Colin Trevorrow is good at making this kind of movie, because I did enjoy Jurassic World. It wasn't a perfect movie, but I did enjoy it. A lot more than I enjoyed Book of Henry, obviously. But yeah. So that is my number 9.
My number 8, and I think this is probably on your list, is Don't Worry, Darling.
It did not make my list.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Well, because there is an aspect that would make my list, and an aspect that wouldn't. I'm not a huge Olivia Wilde fan, just after some personal things that went down.
I understand that. I can't
Yeah, I know, and I really should too.
Especially after Ted Lasso, I love that man. Great guy.
Yeah.
But no, I feel
and I shouldn't hold it against the movie either. Yeah. But yeah, from Florence Pugh, and even though he's a part of the situation, I do think that Harry Styles is a very good up and coming actor.
I thought it'd just make it list just simply on Florence Pugh.
I know, and it would have too, but it just I just was like, eh.
Yeah.
But then that also being said, I love Booksmart, so I don't really know what to say. But then again, maybe that's because Jason's today, because it's in Booksmart. But yeah, you know, I am excited. I am excited for it. Just didn't make my list.
But yeah, we got Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, Chris Pine, I guess, is listed on here. I don't know if that's actually true. He's in it. Gemma Chan, Nick Kroll. And it looked like from the very quick teaser that came out, however many months ago it was, that it's kind of dialing into the horror aspect that I think is very interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Hotly anticipating.
Yes.
Yeah. My number 8, this might be a punt for sure. Maybe not, though. If you had asked me this a month ago, this would be like definitely in my top 5. My number 8 is The Flash.
That is a punt.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So my 7 was your honorable mention from earlier is Nope.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Nobody knows anything about this movie. All we know is that it stars Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Steven Yeun. And that's it. Directed by Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
That's it. And I've said, again.
I think, isn't it already wrapped?
It might be, yeah. I really like to, I think Get Out is universally, like, loved by everybody. It's a great movie. Us is also good, not as good. Had a lot to live up to. But I'm just so excited to see what he does next. Yeah. You know, even if it is a horror movie, like, and again, I feel like Us and, you know, I'm really easy at getting jump scared, and Us and Get Out really aren't the kind of jump scare movies. It's almost like the societal horror and everything like that, and atmospheric. So I'm just really excited to see like what he kind of has come up with.
Yeah. Is that a girl from Euphoria?
Who?
Hang on. Yeah, it is. That's Kat from Euphoria. Barbie Ferreira.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's in there too.
Indifferent on that character. Just saying.
Fair enough. Maybe we'll do a Euphoria episode or something like that before season 2 launches or something. Oh wait,
season 2 comes out this week?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Never mind.
Well, episode 1. But,
yeah, true. So we have a lot of time. My number 7 was, I believe, your honorable mention of Bullet Train.
Yeah.
I have been, ever since the cast started building for this, like 2 years ago, and then people dropped out, more people added, people dropped out, more people, like it was like all over the place. But the cast that they settled in with, Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Zazie Beetz, Michael Shannon, Sandra Bullock, Logan Lerman, Brian Tyree Henry, Karen Fukuhara, Andrew Koji. Let's see, is there anybody else I'm missing? That looks like it for now.
Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Did you say that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay.
But yeah, produced by Antoine Fuqua and directed by David Leitch, who was part of the John Wick movies, worked on Atomic Blonde. Is very known for like the fast-paced action stuff.
Oh my God! Really quick. Sorry. Speaking of John Wick, I went to put in the list.
Oh yeah,
and
they
moved
like,
it.
Oh. Yeah, I know. No, believe me, that would have been in my top 3. Like, but yeah, they literally moved it to 2023, which sucks. But, yeah. So David Leitch. It's basically 5 assassins aboard a fast-moving bullet train find out their missions have something in common. So. Sounds like an action-y, like almost like an action John Wick style, almost like Murder on the Orient Express, where it's like a bunch of assassins in a confined space plus like a murder plot or mystery plot type thing with David Leitch directing, so it's going to be amazing action and amazing stunts and stuff, as well as the cast, like just a complete win. And I think Brad Pitt has been picking great projects to star in lately, so I'm super excited for this. It's like, not only is it one of my most anticipated movies, I actually would say of this list, because actually for the rest of the list, we have gotten little peeks at it, and the only one that we haven't gotten a trailer for is not as anticipated for this. I would say Bullet Train is my most anticipated trailer on this list, because really we don't have a vibe. We don't have a look or vibe of what the movie is going to be yet, and so I'm really looking forward to the trailer for this. Who knows when the hell that's going to be, but yeah, I'm super looking forward to the movie, but also looking forward to just getting our first look at the movie before it even comes out. Because right now, the only thing that we have is a teaser poster, which is just has the text on a black background. But yeah, that is my 7. What is your 6?
My number 6 is The Northman, directed by Robert Eggers.
Oh yeah, not on my list, but yeah.
Willem Dafoe, Nicole Kidman, Alexander Skarsgård, Anya Taylor-Joy, Ethan Hawke, a bunch of people. I know absolutely nothing about it. I haven't even watched the trailer, and I know there's a trailer out. I really like The Lighthouse. I like the whole atmospheric kind of, horror again and that whole kind of psychological thing. Again, Lighthouse, no really jump scares or anything. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen The Witch either.
You mean The Vavitch?
The Vavitch, yeah. Have you seen that or no?
I've seen the first 10 minutes of it.
I know Danielle said she saw it with Cassidy.
On HBO Max.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay. She saw it with Cassidy when it came out, and then they left because it was boring or something.
They left in the middle of it?
I think so.
Oh my god.
I mean, again, that's when they worked there. It didn't really matter. But, yeah. So I'm excited for this one. I'm just kind of excited to see. He's like an Ari Aster type, where, he's kind of in that horror genre where I'm
Eggers,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry,
I'm just excited to see what he's done next.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Same thing with who did I say about that earlier? Oh yeah. Disappointment. Ari Aster. Yeah. Just not really sure on anything else right now. Just the actors and the talent behind it in general is what's getting me super hyped for it. So yeah, I agree 100%. My number 6 might be a punt. Probably will be. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
Punt that into oblivion.
Okay. All right, so what's your number 6?
My 5 is...
Oh, what's your 5?
5 is Flash.
Oh, okay. Did we already talk about it?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we got... Is that even a full trailer? Yeah, I guess it's a trailer, right? That was a trailer? I don't really remember that well. But we got, obviously, Michael Keaton coming back. Ben Affleck is confirmed?
Yeah.
I think. Okay. And I'm excited to see, again, there's kind of been rumors, I feel like, going around the past week or two that they're erasing everything that they did in this movie, like previously with Zack Snyder and all that, which I think Ezra Miller said that that's not true.
Well, what he said was no one can erase what Zack did. He didn't say
yeah.
And I'm not saying that you're wrong. Because so many outlets were like, Ezra Miller backtracks on reports.
Right.
He didn't say, no, guys, it's not doing anything to the timeline. He just said, in our world, he was like, no one can erase the beautiful movies that Zack made. Like, that's what he said. So I think it's...
He said, how about you maybe erase your character and recast him? Maybe. Again,
Grant
that'll
Gustin?
never be addressed, but that's okay.
Grant Gustin?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Grant Gustin is... there's no way whatever Ezra Miller ever does, there's no way that, at least for a long while, anybody's ever gonna embody the Barry Allen character.
Something I will just say about CW Flash is ever so often, the clips of that show will come up on TikTok and it'll be people making fun of it. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I'll go, that really just looks not good. There's no way two ways. It's just the fighting or the CG. Yeah, it just looks like garbage.
No, yeah, it absolutely does.
Again, it's CW, so it's
well, and that's the thing. Imagine if the Flash show was produced by HBO Max. I hate that. And I get it because it's the show is. I can't even believe that I'm this old, but the Flash is on its 8th season. It's been on.
Oh, jeez.
Grant Gustin has been playing this character for a decade, which is insane to me. But it's gonna be winding down. So I get why they don't want to move it to HBO Max, but Grant Gustin deserves so much better for the
I'll tell you, every time you say his name, Grant Gustin, he sounds like a comic book character. That name does not sound like just a regular person's name.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, he is say what you will about the show, and I totally get it, but performance-wise, his embodiment and performance of Barry Allen, and then Tom Cavanaugh's performance as Eobard Thawne, as Reverse Flash and Flash, that is literally and Stephen Amell. Nothing against Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen is one of the best comic book castings of all time, but in that CW universe, no one embodies their character the way that Grant Gustin does with the Flash. He is so good, and yes, he is sometimes failed by the writers. Yes, he is most times failed by the story. Yes, he is every time failed by the CG. But when it is a scene when he's got the cowl off and he's just playing the character and doing the best that he can with the dramatic scene or anything like that, he is so good. Like his performance in Crisis on Infinite Earths in all 5 of those episodes is
Never got
so
through
amazing. Yeah, like
I started watching.
Yeah, like
it.
I'll just spoil it because whatever. I mean, it's been like 3 years, but like in both of Oliver's death scenes, in that Grant Gustin's reactions is like you can like feel it. Like he is so good in that character. And it is cool that him and Ezra Miller have already crossed over. Like I can't believe that happened 3 years ago. Like that is insane to me that was so long ago, and we're still waiting on the next appearance of Ezra Miller's Flash. Like I mean, unless you count Snyder Cut, the last time he actually appeared in something new was in the Flash TV show.
Jeez.
Which is like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm excited for it. I don't like the whole like we're going to use it to reset the entire universe. Like and I shouldn't pin that on the movie. It's just nothing is like Man of Steel came out 9 years ago. And nothing after 9 years of failed starts and poor attempts is going to convince me that they know what they're doing at DC. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I saw the perfect tweet that encapsulated everything. It was like, when Marvel is now entering their phase of the multiverse, they were like, you can feel it. You can feel the planning. You can feel the groundwork that was laid.
Right.
You can feel that there is a plan and that it is going somewhere. Whereas DC, their multiverse... somebody was like, their version of multiverse is just putting together a team of actors who are willing to work and just slapping the word multiverse on it instead of saying erasing. You know what I mean? Instead of saying reboot. And it's like, that's a very different use of multiverse, basically. And it's like, that's the way that I feel, too. It's like, they're just saying, like, oh, yeah, you know, well, Ben Affleck didn't work out, so we're going to use... Robert Pattinson to do solo Batman movies. But don't worry, now in the universe that Ben Affleck was in, Michael Keaton is the new Batman. Michael Keaton is Batman going forward. But don't forget to check out Batman 2, you know, in a couple years' time. You know, it's like, what is happening? Like, it just feels so disconnected. Like, it would be a very different thing if Marvel was like, oh, you loved... Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Well, get ready for Doctor Strange A Whole New Beginning starring Joaquin Phoenix coming in 2025. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like multiverse. Like, you know, it's like that would be the equivalent. And that just pisses me off. But again, it's still on my list. It's still my number 8 because I am looking forward to it. I can't wait to see Michael Keaton again. Yada, yada, yada. All the great things that are going to be great about that movie regardless of what happens. You know, it's one of those things that The Flash has built-in awesomeness regardless of the story. You know what I mean? Like, there's built-in payoffs just of seeing Michael Keaton. Honestly, you know, as crazy as the actor is, seeing Ezra Miller's Flash again, just because it's been so long since we've actually seen, like, that character, like, I'll just be excited to see what happens with that. But, yeah. So, that was my 8.
So my 4 is Knives Out 2.
I gotta do my 5.
Oh. Well, what's your 5?
Wait, what? Knives Out 2 is 2022?
I don't know. It says it's in post-production.
Oh, God.
I assumed it would be. It's not confirmed, so it could not be.
Hang on. Well, I just want to see. Shit.
It came up on the list that I was looking at.
Oh, damn. Okay. Move everything else down then. That's okay. It doesn't affect any of my other ratings. Okay. So move everything I just said down.
Down 1. Okay.
So my number 6, this would be now? Yeah. My number 6 is...
well, you said what were you going to do your 5? Oh, unless Knives Out 2 is your 5. Because I just did my 5, so it'd be your 5.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I have a new 5, and then I have a new 6.
Okay.
So my number 6 is Secrets of Dumbledore.
That's not even... on my list.
Maybe
honorable mention.
Like, I love the Harry Potter universe, and since our frickin' show in November, and I have not been able to get enough of that universe. I've been reading the books.
We're still reading them.
I'm at the end of Half-Blood Prince. I only got one more book to go. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might start them all over again.
I do always dude, we were just talking about the reunion. And I go, man, I would love to watch those movies again.
Right? Yeah, no, exactly. It's actually been really hard for me because every time I've finished one of the books, I've been like, oh, should I watch the movie after I finish the book and then go on the next book? I confirmed with myself at the end of Chamber of Secrets. I was like, no, I'm gonna read them all and then watch them all, and then I genuinely
just watched them. Although I don't know. I watched them. Did you watch them all again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, after I read them, I've put in it's over 100 hours of listening.
Wow.
Right now, yeah, just to get to where I am.
Dude, my Audible's just been sitting there. I got to get back in that. Like I have 3 credits that I you know.
But yeah, I don't care about Ezra Miller in these movies and stuff. Like I hope that this movie serves as kind of a reset point of let's wrap up the Credence stuff with Ezra Miller.
Credence.
Let's wrap up. Honestly,
I'm excited to see Mads Mikkelsen.
No, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm getting to because I like what's his name, Dan Fogler as Jacob Kowalski. I like him. That it's like, oh, it's a Muggle along for the adventure or whatever. But let's wrap that up too. You know what I mean? Like, that's all well and fun, but one of the best things about the Harry Potter movies was the progression to darkness and seriousness. And I feel like the first 2 Fantastic Beasts movies, yes, the second one tried to be darker, but I feel like Johnny Depp's over-the-top performance kind of betrayed that a little bit. I still think he was good as Grindelwald, but I think it was just he played it a little more like zany than like threatening. And I think that kind of stole away from some of it, but I really want, like, all right, let's get rid of some of the lighter-hearted characters and stuff, like kill Newt's brother or something. And
do we have a timeline of when Dumbledore goes to visit Tom in the home or whatever reason to during Grindelwald's is this like? But I mean, Dumbledore. How old is Dumbledore? Like in Harry Potter, like how old is he? Do you know?
This is like so Fantastic Beasts. I think it should be
because Newt wrote the book that Harry's right.
Yeah, so it's in like I think where we're at in Fantastic Beasts right now. It should be around late 1930s.
Okay.
Right now, because in Crimes of Grindelwald. Which those 2 I have to watch because I haven't seen Crimes of Grindelwald.
I'd have to watch those.
I haven't seen Crimes of Grindelwald. I watched it once.
I watched it once in the theater. Yep.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it since. Although I will say, granted, with watching different explainers and YouTube videos and stuff, it's more embedded in my mind. But I remember like everything that happened. Like it was a memorable movie. It just wasn't that good. But like one of the things he does is he shows everyone World War II. Like when he like is like, you know, this is what the Muggles are capable of or whatever. Like he knows that it's coming. So like World War II is like right around the corner, and then he should be going to the orphanage. I want to say it's like 1940.
You're talking about Dumbledore.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 1945.
That looked like a prison cell. In that flashback, that did not look like an orphanage.
I actually literally just no. I am on that chapter right now. Yeah. I am literally in that room right now with them, in Half-Blood Prince right now. Which I will say, I know I talked a lot of smack about Order of the Phoenix, last week I believe it was about it. I was saying that it was the worst book.
Oh, to me, Brandon.
Yeah. To me, it still is the worst book, and I'm not talking about the
best
story.
Movie.
I'm not talking about the story at all. I'm just talking about the actual like how the book is written, because there's a lot of Harry's inner monologue that is very like, oh my god, can we like? It's literally half the word count is Harry's inner monologue, and I'm like, can something happen, please? Like that'd be great. Half-Blood Prince. This book is like it's like half the, not half. It's like 2/3 the length of Order of the Phoenix. It's way shorter. And it is moving at like a clip. Like it is so fun to read. It's a really, really good book. But yeah, that's my thing, is that that's my main hope and anticipation, is clear out some of the more lighthearted elements of a couple different things, and start making these, if they really are sticking with the 5-movie structure that they said they were going to do, and there's 2 more of these to come, I want this movie to be a good transition movie to get rid of Ezra Miller, and I don't mean like write him out of it or whatever, just wrap up that character, wrap up some of these loose threads to set the stage for a dark, epic, and I can't say enough, dark, like Deathly Hallows style, like, you know, intense, people are dying here type of thing, like 2-part finale type thing, where it's about Albus and Grindelwald and their fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's considered, in the wizarding world, it is the best duel of, or the most intense duel or whatever of all time, is whatever.
Better than them at the Ministry?
Yeah.
Dumbledore. Oh my God. That
like,
is
and that's what I'm saying.
The best
is like,
fight in Harry Potter.
that's what I'm saying, is that, like, I hope they don't lose focus. Like, that has to be, because I think you'd ask any Harry Potter fan in the entire world, yes, clearly Voldemort versus Dumbledore in the Ministry of Magic at the end of Order of the Phoenix is the best, you know, wand, you know, what's it called? What did I just say? Duel. Oh my God. Yeah. I almost said best wand fight.
Yeah.
The best duel in all of Harry Potter. So, you know, and I hope that they are not losing sight. They have to beat that. If whatever the final fight is between Grindelwald and Dumbledore is, if it's not better than that, then what are you doing? Like, and I'm talking, you have to have the sound design on point. You have to have the spells they use locked down. Like, because and a lot of that came from the movie. I will say that. Like, the way it's written in the book is like, yeah, they fight, but it's like the snake is there, the shards of glass turning into dust is there, and stuff like that. I can't remember if the water ball is there or not. Some of the elements are there, but it's gotta be, maybe like in the audiobook it was like 4 minutes long. It was longer in the movie, is what I'm trying to say.
It still wasn't long enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like, same thing kind of in Goblet of Fire, like the dragon. And I know some people critique this about the movie, but the dragon task was like it was like 5 pages in the book. It was like,
oh, wow.
he
20
he
minutes.
Flies
it feels
up.
like
He flies straight up.
Yeah.
Then the dragon, gets caught by his chain, and when he's distracted, he just swoops down and grabs the egg.
Oh.
And that's it. Well, he does have like the scurrying around before he calls the
movie.
The
you have
broom.
to make it more.
Yeah, but everything with going out in the castle and all that stuff, like all that was added for the movie, in my opinion, to the better. And I know people are like, well, that wouldn't even have happened. Well, in the movie, Charlie Weasley wasn't there to put the dragon to sleep. Sorry, there is no Charlie Weasley in the movies. Like, I mean, he exists, but he's never on screen. So it's like, I don't know what to tell you, because that's what people always say. They're like, well, in the book, Charlie Weasley's there ready to knock the dragon out, like, if anything were to happen like
really?
that. Yeah,
okay.
like they're there on the sides.
The movies, they don't give an ass.
Like they were like Charlie would never let that happen. He's not there in the book. Like, Hagrid says Charlie dropped him off and then they went back to Romania. Like they didn't stay at Hogwarts in the movie, and it's like, that's something that I've had to kind of come to grips with when I've been rereading them, is like really kind of realizing they aren't the same. You know what I mean? Like, there are things in the movies that just clearly cannot also happen with what happens in the book. But let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, let's sorry, we got off tangent.
Sorry about that.
So my 4 or 5, you're 5? Because you said you're 6, right?
Oh yeah, I'll do my 5 and then we can go to your 4. So then my 5, I'll say, would be Knives Out 2.
That's my 4. So, Knives Out 2, Ethan Hawke, Daniel Craig, Catherine Hahn. Although Ethan Hawke, I thought I heard a little bit ago that he's just a cameo, which I don't know if that's actually true. I think that would suck. Leslie Odom Jr., Edward Norton, Dave Bautista, Janelle Monáe, just a bunch of people, and I'm excited to see the next tale of Benoit Blanc, to see where this Netflix money went, because they paid them a lot of money for this.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I'm excited to see what happens. So you're 4 then.
My 4. Oh yeah, I'll say 2. I know I talked, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, that I had recently rewatched Knives Out. Still so good. I'm super excited for the sequel. I'm way more excited for that than Death on the Nile, which did not make either of our lists, unfortunately.
No.
My number 4 is the punt from earlier for you, which is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's a Marvel movie. The Thor movies are, it was good, great, and then everything that happened with him in Infinity War and Endgame made that character specifically even better. And so now, like, I'm just super excited to see where we go, because it's coming off of Ragnarok, which is a great movie, but Thor as a character, his character is even richer than it was before. So, I sign me up on multiple fronts. Like, I'm ready to go. Like
Christian Bale, freaking.
I know,
a million people.
Yeah, like everybody that's coming back.
Yeah.
Or everybody that's returning. Natalie Portman coming back. Christian Bale joining the cast. Like
Guardians, possibly, or I don't know if that's confirmed or not.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So Chris Pratt.
Karen Gillan, everybody. Everybody except Zoe Saldana, I'd assume.
Right.
But yeah, super excited. And Taika Waititi again, second Taika Waititi movie on the list here. But he's just really, really good at making fun action adventure, lighthearted, but also dramatic, storytelling. So I'm super excited. I don't know what else to say about it.
So this one, just quick honorable mention, I want to include that I think it's probably on your list, and it's probably your number 3. But it's my honorable mention, because I just could not squeak it on there. It's Black Adam.
Oh my God, that's this year.
Yeah. Did you forget about it?
Yeah, I'll put it on as an honorable mention.
Okay. Yeah. Rock is a superhero.
Pierce
Brosnan. I'm excited to see Rock as a superhero in this movie that he's wanted to make for a long ass time.
Yeah. Somebody told me.
Hodge.
Somebody told me that like something like that the hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change. That's what he says every year.
Oh gosh.
People, I saw somebody has that.
I bet he starts rapping, and
somebody has a
maybe he
tattoo
starts
of
rapping in it.
Oh, the credit song is absolutely going to be, it's going to be.
Talk about drive, talk about power.
It's about Black. It's about Adam. It's about, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, definitely, it's not going to make my list just because I'm like, okay, the main thing that I'm excited for in that movie is seeing an on-screen, like, JSA, like Justice Society of America in, like, a golden age, like, type of thing, or, like, silver age, technically, like, that excites me to see, like, what does a superhero team look like on the big screen in, like, the 20s, which is what I hope they do. If they're saying they're going to do the Justice Society of America, that's what it should be. So that excites me. But other than that, like, I'll see what happens. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, because this is going to be another honorable mention. I might have messed up. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, is that 2022?
I think that's 2023.
Okay. If it's 2022, that'll be an honorable mention too, because I really like the first Shazam.
Yeah. IMDb says 2023.
Okay, then yeah. Talk about it next year. But yeah. So that was your, what was that? That was your 3?
This is my honorable mention.
Oh, that was your honorable mention.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So what number did you just do?
I did my honorable mention, so I did 4, so 3, it would be my 3.
Mm-hmm.
So my 3 is Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, or
Fun
Cross the Spider-Verse, part 1. After rewatching that first one for our ranking of Spider-Man movies, I'm just very excited for this movie and see what they do with Miles as a character, and obviously we have a lot of them coming back: Gwen Stacy, Haley Steinfeld, Jake Johnson, Peter B. Parker, and Oscar Isaac. Apparently, who I don't he's in the teaser trailer. So yeah, I'm just excited to see where the movie goes. Like, the first one was just so good. It had such a cool style with the comic book, and it was so like heartfelt too. Like, you know, I'm just hoping
that's what I hope they don't lose sight of.
I'm hoping they can top it or equal it.
Because if it's him going across the Spider-Verse,
right.
I just feel like I hope we don't lose too much of like his like dynamic with his dad, which I think was like it did so much for the first movie. But I trust, you know, Lord and Miller. I trust they're gonna do a good job with that, you know. But yeah, super excited for it.
Yeah.
My number 3 is I don't know if this is on your list at all, but I love this franchise. Mission Impossible 7.
I couldn't put it on like an honorable mention because like I still have not seen all of the ones. I've seen Rogue. Is that the most recent one? Rogue Nation. Henry Cavill. Which
no, that was
Ghost
Rogue
Protocol?
Nation was. Oh yeah, Rogue Nation was one ago. Then it was Fallout. Fallout's the most recent one.
Fallout, I really liked.
That was 2018
with Henry Cavill, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I've seen one other one, but I do plan on going through all of them. But I just couldn't put it on there because I'm not that familiar with Mission Impossible. I know they're good.
I love that franchise. I've said it before on this show tons of times. Like, I just love that freaking franchise. Like, it is so good. And they're all different, but they're all good. And like, it's just got this weird vibe where it's just like there's always years and years between the movies, but they always come back and they're always good. And it's always like, you know, it's
what
just,
stunt is he going to do this time?
Exactly. And it's like they're always one-upping themselves. Now that we've got, you know, the past 3 movies and then these next 2, like we've got Chris McQuarrie on lock as just like the guy who can just pump out these Mission Impossible movies and work with Tom Cruise in like the most, you know, cohesive way possible. Like, it just excites me so much for what, and then also new additions like Haley Atwell, a couple other people, some people returning from way long ago, like, you know, Kittredge, who hasn't been in it since the first movie. What, do you know when the first Mission Impossible came out?
Is it early 2000s or 90s?
90s. Early 90s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The movies have been, let me see exactly, because I want to say it was 94. Let's see.
Jeez, 94. That's crazy.
95.
Wow.
Yeah, so it is almost a 30-year-old franchise.
Wow.
Which, you know, they just, like I said, they just still keep churning them out and keep doing them better and better. So I will constantly be showing up, and then you better believe in a year's time from now when we do anticipate it for 2023, Mission Impossible 8 will probably be the top of that list. This is another one that, like I was saying earlier with Bullet Train, like this is the only other one that we haven't gotten a trailer for yet. So I'm excited to see the trailer for this, but like I already know what the vibe and the tone and stuff is, but I'll be interested to get some story information. But yeah, so I'm super excited for whenever we get our first look at this movie. Yeah. So what is your? I think we might have the same.
We have the same 1, 2. I think. Yeah.
Just depends on the order.
Yeah. So my 2 is maybe a surprise. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, that is a pun.
That's a pun.
My number 2 is the Batman.
Pun. Yeah.
Okay, so we have the same 1 and 2 just flipped.
Yeah.
So we talk about whichever one first. We talk about Doctor Strange first.
Yeah, Doctor Strange trailer at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. Looks weird. I don't know. Just looks fantastic. Looks great.
I don't know.
You're getting Mordo. Mordo finally back.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi.
This guy was screaming about too many sorcerers like 10 years ago. What's he gonna do now?
As soon as Wanda popped up, I was like, "You got me."
I know. Yeah.
I'm just really excited to see, and the supposed evil Strange from What If, maybe that's who it looks like.
And Defender Strange too, which is the third Strange. So there's minimum 3 variants.
Jeez.
Of Doctor Strange in the movie.
And I think
probably more.
I feel like when we were doing our most anticipated for 2021, or some lists we were doing, I was like, this is definitely like up there, because I think this could have like Spider-Man-esque like maybe type consequences, maybe. or even like Loki kind of really just expanding everything. And I'm just really excited to see what they have in store. Loki will be
in this movie.
Spider-Man was rumored, or even,
one of the Lokis.
Wasn't Tom Holland supposed to? I thought he was like rumored to be in this, right?
No, he's definitely rumored to be, yeah. Tom Hiddleston's more concrete, still a rumor at this stage, but he's a little more concrete.
And weren't there rumors of like Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield being in it too?
Andrew Garfield, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because people are really pushing this Amazing Spider-Man 3 thing.
It'll never happen. I'll say that right now. For people, because there's a difference between bringing Andrew back to use him in a bunch of different multiverse stories, and doing a disservice to Tom Holland by giving Andrew Garfield, like, you know what I mean? You don't want to take away from Tom Holland as being the current Spider-Man. But yeah, have Andrew pop up in Multiverse of Madness. Have him pop up in Secret Wars. Have him pop up.
If they were to do anything, I would think they would just implant him as the Venom Universe Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Do that too. Yeah, and then have a movie that, I don't think that'll happen, but I think it could happen 100%. I think...
Can I just say I cannot believe he's 39 or 38, whatever.
Oh my God.
He's almost 40.
I know.
He doesn't look that old at all.
When he played... that was another thing that I did. I watched a shit ton of stuff. I don't know why I didn't just pull up my recent watch. I just watched The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Finally.
Oh, yeah.
I told you already, I thought,
Great performances.
Yeah, great performances. Okay movie.
Yeah.
But, like, when he was playing Jim Baker in his, like, 40s and he had old age makeup on, I was like, this guy's playing a guy that's, like, 3 years older than he is in real life. Yeah. And this guy looks 20 years younger than what he's currently playing. Like, it's just insane. Like, especially in spoiler alert, but whatever. In No Way Home, like, there's no way that guy is 40. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Tobey Maguire, he looks his age.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield does not.
but does Tobey Maguire?
Well, he's only, 40?
He's almost 50. No,
almost 50?
He's 46 or 47.
Wow.
Like, he's almost 50.
Yeah, he doesn't look almost 50. He looks like maybe early 40s.
Yeah, like, that's the way that I was telling people, I was like, oh, yeah, No Way Home, it was like a Spider-Man around 40, a Spider-Man around 30, and a Spider-Man around 20. That's what, you know what I mean? Like, give or take a couple years. But, like, but it's interesting because it's like, they're all playing almost 10 years younger than they really are. Like, Tom is 26, Andrew's 38, and Toby's 46. Like, they're all playing almost, 5 to 10 years younger than they actually are. Like, just because they look that good. Like, and props to Tobey Maguire for, like, leaving the Hollywood, like, on-camera fame type stuff and just, like, staying in shape. Like, props to that guy.
Tangent.
But, yeah. Yeah, tangent.
But yeah, Doctor Strange 2. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Great trailer. Check out the trailer reaction right now and chill.
Yeah. And then my 1, your 2.
Yeah.
The Batman.
And really, they're like interchangeable.
Yeah. The Batman, I'll be honest, Robert Pattinson, I was like, Robert Pattinson. I think I'm sold at this point. I haven't watched that trailer that came out with him and
the cat.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. I think I'm just gonna kind of stay away from that. I'll probably stay away from that one. I think and I don't really do this with movies often with trailers, but I think I'm just ready to just go in. Like, and this is March, right?
Yeah, March 4th.
I remember when the first preview came out in 2021, and in my head I'm like,
less than 2 months.
There's no way that it's coming out in 2021. Because it was like still in production at that point.
Didn't the first Batman trailer come out in 2020?
No, it came out in 2020. Sorry.
Yeah, because they filmed it.
But that was late 2021. Like, it was late 2020.
It was supposed to be
right.
I think it was originally November 2020, and then it was going to be October. It was going to be Halloween. Like, it was going to be the 31st of October 2021 for the longest time, and then they moved it.
But yeah, so excited for that movie. Jeffrey Wright, Paul Dano, Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, million people in that.
John
thing.
Turturro.
He's
not getting any play in the trailers, but hopefully he's in it.
And possible. There's rumors about Barry Keoghan being Joker. I don't know if that's true, but I could totally see that. But yeah, very excited.
Awesome. Honestly, yeah, just go check out. And like we said, really, The only, I think, Bullet Train and Mission Impossible 7, maybe a couple others, don't have trailers right now. Most of the movies that we put out, and we'll probably do another one of these in June like we did this past year because, half of the movies right now, we don't know what's actually coming out. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be so many movies that come out in October, November, and December that, aren't even announced right now. So, we'll probably do another, just like we did last year, most anticipated the rest of 2021. We'll probably do that for 2022. But for now, yeah, a lot of these have trailers out and everything. So go check them out. Let us know what you guys think of them. Comment down below what you guys are most anticipating for 2022. And what you guys think about, our lists or what we're anticipating. Let us know what you guys think. Comment down below. You can also tweet at us at the official PFN. You follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at the official PFN on all those platforms. We're posting almost daily on there, whether it's news or exclusive content on TikTok. So yeah, that'll do it. I think for me, I've been one of your hosts, Sean Monk.
I've been your other host, TJ Cornwell. As Sean said, comment, like, subscribe on the videos below. Videos suggested. Comment maybe your most anticipated for 2022. That's all I have, I think. We will see you on the next PFN Live.
Boom.